Others can speak for themselves. We are clear that this is an issue that the UN Security Council should address. It involves major civilian loss of life and distress. It does have ramifications for the region, and it involves the word of a member of the United Nations not to use heavy weaponry in the pursuit of its goals to suppress a terrorist organization. Those are fundamental issues that we as European members of the Security Council do believe belongs here.
We heard this morning from Minister Miliband about the issue of the IMF loan and whether it's a good idea to disperse that loan under the current circumstances. Perhaps Minister Kushner and His Excellency from Austria could comment on this, whether it's expedient at this moment to allow that money to go to Sri Lanka.
Yes, we know about this problem, we know. And we want also to address the public opinion, but of course the people in charge of the International Monetary Fund to consider the situation. Do we have any other way, escape way? And please, sir, don't believe that we are not aware about the whole story, sad story of the 26 years of war and the role of the LTTA. Don't believe that. But we are shocked, more than shocked. We cannot support the way now in this particular place the people are suffering and dying.
Can we have a question, please, regarding the issue that... sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Just to finish, I really would like to underline what Bernard Kouchner said. I think he's very right. It's a very sad story, and we have to continue in talking with our colleagues very soon.
Let's invite our lady.
Thank you very much. Can we have a question regarding the meeting today? The quartet is...
Not at the moment, no. We're just talking about Sri Lanka at the moment, so we'll come back to you later.
On the EU on Sri Lanka, there's this tariff treatment of textiles from Sri Lanka called GSP+, which ran out in December and is supposed to be subject to some kind of a human rights investigation. Do the three of you, are you aware of that? What other leverage, if you can't get a council meeting, do you have to try to stop the killing of civilians in Sri Lanka?
Well, I think that Sri Lanka does not want to isolate itself from the international community. The fact that Sri Lanka is dependent in part on trade with the European Union is obviously significant, and the fact that it wants preferential trade treatment with the European Union is obviously significant. At every stage, Europe's responsibilities are to uphold European values as well as to advance the economic interest, and that's why the human rights aspects of the discussion are being taken so seriously by the European Commission at this stage.
Yes, and Benita Ferrero-Waldner was in charge of it. She went to Sri Lanka several times. Pardon.
On a l'impression, en vous écoutant, que on touche les limites du Conseil de sécurité. Alors, comment pourrait-on faire pour qu'il soit un peu plus efficace? C'est terrible ce que vous dites.
Oui, madame, c'est terrible ce que je dis, et c'est terrible ce dont il souffre. Oui. Vous avez raison, mais on ne va pas aborder le problème politique du Conseil de sécurité tout de suite. Il y a vraiment une urgence. Il y a d'autres urgences de par le monde, madame. Et à chaque fois, nous sommes quelques-uns à nous indigner. Peut-être que l'indignation est un début de réforme, je ne sais pas.
Let's just have a last question about the Middle East from our friend here, and
Thank you again, Mr. Minister. Thank you again. Just my question is actually about the quartet demanding of the Palestinian side that any new government must adhere to previous commitments. Are you ready to demand the same thing from the Israeli side, given that there is a government that does not want to commit to a two-state solution?
Well, I think that the European position on this has been made successively clear in successive European foreign ministers and successive heads of government reports. I think since the Times are here, the Times of London, it would be very unfair not to allow the Times to ask a question.
Of course, yes, because we wrote an article in your paper.
Reaction to King Abdullah's warning there might be a war in 12 to 18 months if there's no progress on peace. Is that a warning to be taken seriously? How do you view that?
I'm not sure if my friend Bernard Kouchner has read the Times yet, but in the Times today...
No, not today.
No, in the Times of today, it's worth advertising to a wider audience that King Abdullah of Jordan has done an important interview in the Times today, available from all good news agents at $1.50, I think, and online.
No, but the serious,
I think there is a very serious point which both Bernard Kouchner and Michael Spindelegger and myself addressed in this debate this morning, and that is that debate has moved from simply a solution between two states to a debate about the whole regional stability of the Middle East, 23 states, 22 Arab states, the Palestinians and the government and Israel. And I think that the drive by King Abdullah of Jordan to ensure that the whole world understands the significance of the Arab Peace Initiative and to place it, in the words of Ambassador Rice today, to be integrated into the US approach, I think is very significant. And his demand for urgency is one that was reflected in all of our contributions.
No, but even if I didn't read the Times today, I'm in agreement.
About Lebanon. Next month there is the parliamentary elections in Lebanon, and the United Kingdom is having dealings with Hezbollah, but the United States does not recommend this. Can you please tell us about your prospect of this negotiations with Hezbollah? What do you want from the Lebanese elections?
There are no negotiations between the United Kingdom and Hezbollah. We are very clear that Hezbollah must abide by Resolution 1701, and we have said that we would meet Hezbollah MPs. As it happens, no meetings have taken place recently and will not take place because Hezbollah wants to have photos of those meetings and to contribute them to the election campaign, and we are certainly not going to be part of anyone's election campaign in Lebanon. We think it's vital that that election proceeds without the fear of violence, and that parties commit themselves to the democratic integrity and the constitutional structure of Lebanon. Okay, we have a lunch chaired by our colleague Mr. Lavrov. You want the last word in French or not?
J'aime beaucoup l'Union européenne lorsqu'elle est représentée par trois personnes qui se penchent sur le sort des pauvres Sri Lankais et des Tamouls qui sont bloqués. J'aime cette union. Et j'aime aussi que les 27, en effet, prennent leurs responsabilités. Mais nous ne sommes pas seuls au monde et nous devons convaincre. Mais cette visite d'un ministre des Affaires étrangères anglais et d'un ministre des Affaires étrangères français, la prochaine phrase sera accompagnée par un ministre des Affaires autrichien.
Okay. Thank you. Merci.